Talk 1340 WJRW. John Gonzalez, MLive.com, the Grand Rapids Press, and the Going Gonzo radio show weekdays at 1 o'clock. Thanks again to my buddy Dave Lorenz from Michigan Tourism, Michigan Travel, and always a great friend of the show. Great to have him on. Also, you can hear his show on the weekends here on News Talk 1340 WJRW, the Travel Michigan show. Still broadcasting live. We'll give you an update on that score of the Tiger game at Comerica Park as part of the ALDS, taking on the Oakland A's. The WJRW News team will give you a score update a little later here in the hour. Joining me now is Gary Jones from this beautiful area, this old Waterloo area. Gary, how you doing?
Real good.
Well, we are excited to be here, and obviously you're probably excited to have all these workers, right?
Yeah, this is great. Have this many people here putting some time in.
Yeah, they're putting some time into work. Now, we talked to Dave, and I talked to Patty as well, but where exactly are we in Chelsea, in the Chelsea area?
Well, we're just northwest of the city of Chelsea,
okay,
and that's kind of the southeast section of Waterloo Recreation Area.
Can you explain to the listeners what exactly the Waterloo Recreation Area is?
Yeah, it's over 20,000 acres. It's the largest state park in the Lower Peninsula. Where we're at here today at Mill Lake Outdoor Center is just one unit within that park. We have multiple campgrounds spread out throughout the 20,000 acres. We got access to over 10 lakes, about 50 miles of trails throughout that land. So there's a lot of developed areas, but there's also just a lot of open public land for dispersed recreation.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people know Michigan is known for its great parks and recreations, and the state does a great job. But it's a challenge to keep everything up to date, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and this facility here is a good example of that. That just kind of got closed down about 10 years ago, and we just haven't had the resources to really keep it operating, and we're really hoping that we can, this workday will launch the restoration of this historic facility, and we can get some life back in here and some activities going.
Now, if everything goes according to plan, how long would it take, for this place to be in full operational order again?
Well, I think we're looking at kind of a phased approach to that, but our short-term goal is to next year get some of those B-unit cabins up to where they could be used as rustic cabins initially, and then kind of piece it together with maybe the lodge where we would have some larger group meeting space and eventually get the utilities back restored. So, realistically, we're probably looking at a 3 to 4 year time frame before we could get this full facility back up and operational.
But it has to start somewhere.
It's starting somewhere. It's starting today. And so we want to capitalize on this and get at least a portion of it usable here in the short term, and then we can just build as the use and the demand, and hopefully more support like we're getting today, and we can get this place up.
Now, how big of a crew do you have? How many employees do you have working for you?
Well, to maintain that whole 20,000 acres, seasonally when we're at capacity, full employment, we have about 32 people working at the park.
Okay.
In the wintertime, that goes down to about 5 of us.
Sure.
And we are still, operating all winter. We have campgrounds open all winter, and we have cabins and yurts that were rented out.
A yurt?
Yeah, we have a
yurt.
Yeah, it's a round tent-type structure that's on a platform. It has heat in it, and we rent that all winter. It's a very popular type of alternative camping kind of thing where you don't have to bring all the gear and sleeps 5 people. It's really popular. Pinckney put one in a few years ago, and it's had a real high occupancy rate, right. So we put one in at Green Lake, and we're seeing similar results there.
Speaking of Green Lake, I'm in Waterloo. I'm just not familiar with the 20,000 acres. What are the popular spots for you guys? Where do people most spend some time at?
Yeah, where you see most of the visitors is typically in those developed areas. So our Portage Lake Campground and beach and day use area gets a lot of the attendance there. And then we have Sugarloaf Campground, another modern campground where we have a lot of visitors there. And then we have the smaller developed areas, the rustic campgrounds, our equestrian campground, a few picnic spots. And then we have the Gerald E. Eddy Discovery Center, which is one of the 8 interpretive centers in the state park system. So we get a lot of school groups. We have a full-time interpreter working out of there that's doing interpretation and Recreation 101 programs up there. So we get a lot there. But the one thing I think that goes unnoticed for being down as a state park is one of our biggest assets is really all of the undeveloped land we have, because we get a lot of people that come out because they don't want to come to the developed area. It's a place you can come to hunt, fish, hike, nature photography, mushroom hunting, birding. There's all those activities that's just dispersed, and there's people throughout that 20,000 acres that aren't coming for the developed activities.
If you want to get a hold of you guys and, want to check out your facility, what's the best way?
Well, you can call our park office, and that's at 734-475-8307. You can pull up a map of the park right on our website. If you go to www.michigan.gov, and a /Waterloo, and it'll take you to our Waterloo page where you can get more information on the Discovery Center, the park. You can pull up the PDF map right there so you can see where everything's located.
Fantastic. Well, thanks a lot for joining us. I appreciate it. I know people are they're all coming here to ask you questions, right?
Yeah, we got a lot of people to keep active today.
Yeah, you're the man in charge.
It's a lot of fun.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
All right, local news coming up next. We'll have ABC News at the bottom of the hour. We'll give you the scoring update of the Tigers game. Make sure to stay here. Going Gonzo Show on News Talk 1340 WJRW.
Beautiful girl, lovely dress, high school smiles, oh yes. Beautiful girl, lovely dress, where she is now.